Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to be talking about one pattern that if I didn't trade this week, I would be totally just chilling in the green. It would be a great week. Now, the problem is I've known this pattern for a long time and I put it on my do not kind of trade list it's been something in my mind for months. And also when I see it, usually most of the time I'm like, no, I'm not going to trade it. But lately, this week was a total break even week for me. And I think I was always like a little bit had a tiny bit of FOMO or kind of a little bit of revenge trading because it was a slow, choppy week. And oftentimes I would be trading front side breakouts or something like that. And boom, 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 again, we didn't get resolution. So then I was trying to maybe make up with a range trade. And this is the pattern that constantly got me. And it was usually pure FOMO and revenge trading that put me into this because I knew I should not be trading this pattern. Now, I would love to know if you guys trade this pattern and what kind of results you guys see with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead, check out the trading screen and talk about this. So we'll kind of mix this in with the daily recap. There was two tickers I was looking at today, and that was A and Y. And we are also looking at KXIN. I pretty much wrote KXIN off altogether because it was a Chinese ticker, and I've had pretty bad results with them lately. Not to mention, my conviction goes down with Chinese tickers ever since the education rally. Well, actually, that was really good last year, but lately with basically the Chinese government coming in and trying to privatize all these companies, or not privatize it, pretty much make them nationalize them. It just makes me a little bit nervous. And they're putting a lot of regulations. U.S. markets are getting really kind of weary of Chinese companies as well. And the last thing I want to do is be stuck in like a multi-week or multi-month hold, which sometimes can happen. So that's why I'm not really trading them. Anyway, the one ticker I did trade today was ANY. I'm down $57 on it, so it was a total scratch day, unfortunately. So another red day in the books. We'll go to the calendar in a second to show you guys the P&L, and what I want to do is I'll talk about any at the end, how I went around trading it, and what I could have done differently. But first I want to talk about this pattern. And this pattern really popped up well today in KIXN, this Chinese ticker. So let me go ahead, go to this Chinese ticker, which actually ended up having a great front side. Lo and behold, the one time I don't trade the Chinese ticker. That's pretty much been my luck this week. It's just no resolution on my end. Or, every time I do decide to trade something, there's no resolution. Every time I don't, there is. Sometimes you get into those funks. Anyway, quick little front side here on KXIN, and then it's kind of holding this area. And now there's kind of two pullbacks in my terminology, right? We have the classic front side pullback. That's this move right here. So we have a nice little move to the upside, and on that move, we have a huge spike, and then we're pulling back to the 9 EMA or VWAP, and then we have continuation. Now, there's another ticker that probably illustrates this much better. We actually talked about yesterday, and that's BTBT. This ticker had a phenomenal front side, and you could really see these perfect pullbacks. So we break out past the high over here. We have a pullback to the 9 EMA. We have another pullback, breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback, breakout. So that's the pullback that I like. So every time I'm talking about pullbacks, it's usually front side pullbacks. That's my favorite trading style. Now let's go back to KXIN and scroll back over here. So there was that one pullback here, but then this ticker is no longer on the front side. It dips back here, it's on a mini backside, and now it's ranging. We're basically ranging between these two zones here at like 2.2 and then around $2, give or take, roughly. You could probably just, scooch this pooch a little bit higher up here. Okay, you know what, I can't because my thing doesn't want to click anything today. I have no idea. Oh, there it goes. So when you see a pullback happen on a ranging move, this is officially a ranging, right? We have support here, we have resistance here. This is mean reversion. When you see a pullback on these kind of moves, do not trade it. At least for me, this is where I make all my mistakes. Yesterday, I made a lot of mistakes there. Today, not so much. But we'll talk about all of the mistakes I made on this move. So here's a classic, breakout. Technically, this would be a pullback entry here. And you would look for that continuation. Boom, didn't work. Here's technically a pullback. This one's a little bit safer because it's still below VWAP, but ultimately you never know what's going to happen. Here's one that's below VWAP. This one actually worked out. This is the one I highlighted that didn't really work out. It was a little bit of a fake out, so try to break out, but then it flushed. And then it just goes on and on like this. Here's another example. I definitely would have got shaken out with this one. Breakout, pullback, and then flush. And some of them work, some of them don't. I think that's the problem. It's really frustrating. You'll be like, okay, we're finally on like maybe a move here. We're finally making some good momentum. There's a little bit of volume coming in. You start trading this pullback to the 9 EMA, you get crushed. And then you lose conviction to actually trade the good pullback front sides, like let's say in this area, because here, finally, as we broke above 2.2, this would have been a pullback entry. This would have been a pullback entry somewhere in this area. This would have been a pullback entry. This would have been a pullback entry, but this would have been kind of sketchy. This would have been a pullback. At this point, I don't think I would have traded these because we're near big resistance, and oftentimes that's where I stop trading. But you kind of get the gist. Here's a perfect pullback. I mean, KXIN was actually a really good ticker today. It's crazy that I didn't trade this one. So yeah, that's, sometimes you have these biases that sometimes they save you and sometimes they keep you from making profits and they make you leave a lot of profits on the table. And I guess that's kind of what happened today. So what I want to actually talk about as well is my calendar. So let's go here to August and just talk about a few of these trades. Now, you'll quickly realize what I'm talking about here. So let's just scroll down here. This is, I think this was Monday I just clicked on. 20 trades down. This week was just miserable. All my red days were bigger than my green days. It was just a lot of stress trading. I felt like a lot of revenge trading. It just wasn't like a fun place to be. So let's zoom in here. Here's XCUR, a ticker we traded on Monday. And you can see this perfectly. Let me see if I could even zoom in more for you guys. Yeah. A ranging ticker, guess what? I buy the pullback and then this one doesn't work out. Ranging here in this area, this is pretty choppy stuff. Also ranging in this area, look at this pullback, it doesn't work, flushes. So let's keep going here. That was Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, I didn't trade any ranges. I only trade front side, and lo and behold, it worked out. Yesterday, this was one of those classic days where I made a lot of mistakes. Let's check out some of these stickers. And by the way, you guys can check this out on your own end if you want to. Remember, just go to tradejournal.co/Winkler. That's my profile, or just go to Portfolio 40, and then you can see the stats and everything that I see. You guys can see, except the calendar. That's not ready yet. Look at this one. This is a classic ranging move here. We have a front side. Now we're ranging. Guess what I do? I buy the ranging pullback and I get stuck in it. Again. Now, I could technically consider holding these until, I don't know, we break, let's say $11 or so, but I guarantee you if I did that, I would be taking such big losses all the time. It's not really worth it. So for me, I've realized only pullbacks on the front side, and I always tell myself that, but every now and again, every few weeks, I relapse and I go into this trading pullbacks when I shouldn't be trading it. If I literally didn't do that this week, I would be well into the green because all of my big losses were from those. And then it would mess me up psychologically. I wouldn't hold my winners long enough, and it was just such an unnecessary slippery slope. Let's see here on HUSN. I think this is another classic example. This is the ticker that was flushing like left and right. Let's see. These are ranging pullbacks. This one actually ended up working a little bit better. Technically, this isn't a range, but what I like to acknowledge here, and this is where it gets a little confusing, and I think this is really where I make a lot of my mistakes. If you zoom out here, this is a front side, but if you zoom this way, technically it's ranging. So I do like to leave myself a little bit of wiggle room. So if there's enough time where this is like a mini front side, I'll start trading those pullbacks again. And sometimes I think I have a hard time kind of figuring out what that is. For example, here is not a full-on front side yet, and I'm trading this pullback, and boom, I take a nice loss on that one. So it's tough. It's this constant game you're playing with yourself. And this is the last one I want to talk about. This was miserable. This is the ticker alone. I was down like over $1,000 on before I made back some of my losses after the open. But here's a front side, clean front side move, just absolutely picture perfect. Let me zoom in here a little bit more. Clean front side move, and guess what? Eventually we're ranging in this area somewhere between whatever this price is here and maybe this support zone, but probably more or less this support zone. So actually let me take out a little bit of a coloring device here. So we got support in this area and we got support in this area, and the price is now moving up here. We're having a breakout of VWAP, and guess what? I do again, like a total emotional buffoon. I jump into this one on the pullback. Technically a good entry if it was a pullback on a front side, but guess what? We're not on a front side. We're not on this front side anymore. We're ranging. Now, another front side would be we break out from this range and, have another run. But right now, that's not the case. So I'm buying here, trying to get a nice pullback entry. I'm looking for a continuation. It doesn't work. I honestly don't even know why. But in my emotional revenge FOMO mode, I get in again, trying to buy the pullback here, looking for a continuation, which again is technically a good move if we're on the front side but not ranging. Boom, get stuck in that flush again. I'm like, I think each time I lost like $300 or so. So that's really what I want to be talking about today. Do not trade this pattern unless you're maybe shorting the pattern. This could be a great short pattern. But if you're a long day trader, small caps, this pattern for me over the course of since we started streaming, which is almost 2 years now, has not worked out for me, and cumulatively I keep losing on it. There's many ways to go around these things. If you do want to trade these tickers, you can start trying to accumulate and sell into the fake breakout because we're in a range, so buy the range. Obviously buying the range would be starting to accumulate in this area and then sell obviously in this area. So when you are trading the range, it's very, very simple technically. You're just accumulating near the lows and selling near the highs. When you're on the front side, you're pretty much buying high with the plan of selling higher, right? A little bit of a different topic. This is like classic trend following. Oops, that was not what I wanted to do. This is like classic trend following in this area, and this is basically mean reversion trading, what the most of the market does. This is more like what a lot of hedge funds do, a lot of momentum traders, so on and so forth. And this is what Renaissance technologies with your classic mean reversion trading. So that's my rant for the day. I would love to hear what you guys think about this move and and if you guys have any questions, I would be super happy to go into it in even more depth. Anyway, we could talk about ANY as well quickly here. It's a Canadian software app company. They're doing an acquisition here in the crypto space, in a crypto mining asset. Crypto has been really hot right now. We've had some mining companies like Mara and Riot absolutely exploding. So I was figuring, okay, ANY could be a good ticker today. Unfortunately, it was just the nasty's backside, but I was so against trading KXIN, this Chinese ticker, that I didn't want to trade the Chinese ticker, so I decided to trade the backside. Believe it or not, I actually made almost all my money on this move, and I lost all my money on the front side. It was really, really weird how ANY happened to me today. I was like, I don't know, $600, $700, $800 in the red at one point, made back my losses on this backside move. So basically I was constantly buying support on this one, or I was buying the backside dips near big support. So you can see I really rarely did it. It was only where there was big support. So here on VWAP I did a quick one. Here at the $5 I did a quick one. Here at 480 I did a quick one because we had an ascending trend line from here to here. So I felt pretty confident about this one. I went with 3K size, my biggest size. Did a small one here, but I got shaken out. I wanted to do one in this area, but I missed my entry by like a cent. That was kind of depressing. This would have been probably the best trade and put me back green on the day. So yeah, overall, I don't know. ANY, I think it was a good opportunity. I think I got a little bit too aggressive at certain points. Didn't cut my losses maybe quick enough at others. I don't know. I think for how choppy and kind of gnarly this ticker looks, walking away down $50 or up $50 as a scratch would have been it's okay. I'm not kicking myself about it. I'm just happy it's not another big red day. Ending the week here down, I don't know, down pretty much $1,010 or $1,100 it looks like. So that it's not a great end of the week or start to the August, but it is what it is, and I'm not killing myself or kicking myself too hard in the butt because I've had much worse weeks, and I think for kind of a choppy August, like I'm definitely just staying above water to some extent, maybe treading a little bit water, but it's okay. All I need is a good little streak, and we'll be back strong. What I like is my max losses. I'm never trying to put myself in a position where I can't get back in just one day of good trading, right? One day of good trading, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, we can do it. We've done it before. So basically 10% of my average position size, which my average position size, it's a little bit lighter right now, which is unfortunate because I'm trading, quarter size, half size. I'm not trading full positions at the moment. So I want to get back to $20,000, $30,000, or we never really hit $30,000 on like an average, but individual trades, sometimes I have gone to 30,000. But I would like to, first of all, see the market turn around and then let's, start getting aggressive with that. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. If you did, it's the easiest way to support the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you're totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to see you again in the YouTube comments, in the Discord, on Trade Journal as well, everywhere where the community is. And like always, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades, and have a great weekend. Ciao, ciao.